Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So this is a story time reading. I'm going to tell a story. It's either going to resonate or it's not. And yeah, it's kind of like a collective message that wants to come through. So it seems to be talking about relationships. It could also be talking about it seems like close relationships, like even possibly husband and wife type relationships or long-term partner, just because we start with wood wives, but I'm not seeing things like the Hierophant card, so I'm not 100% sure. This part of the reading feels very feminine. It's like moving towards the masculine, and then there's this kind of joining here. I'm not sure how many people are involved. It seems like the masculine, I want to say, has been through some sort of split or separation. I'm not sure if it's one female or two females because, and again, just to say, it's not gender, right? It's energy. So the feminine energy, the masculine energy. So women can be masculine energy and all that kind of business. Gender's very fluid. I want to throw that out there. So because it says wood wives, right? It's like maybe this is talking about someone's wife or someone's, or like wives in general, or like something like that, right? And I'm just sorry, I'm just gonna sniffle 1 second. Sorry. So as I was beginning this reading, I started and I was channeling those kind of higher energies. It got a bit overwhelming, and there was these messages about love and unconditional love and what that means, and it can mean it's like not wanting anything in return, right? It's like and it doesn't have to have a reason. It's like, why do you love me? You don't need a reason to love somebody. It's just an energy. It's just there, right? And it doesn't have to be reciprocated. It doesn't have to be demanding. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to do anything. It's just an energy, and it's a very, very high vibrational energy, which we can have for animals, plants, things, objects, people. It's just an ability that humans have, which is a positive thing. So this, you don't need a reason why. Like when you love someone, basically, seems to be a message for somebody, but it came through with a lot of emotion. I was crying, so I'm just kind of sniffling from that. Okay, so yeah, woodwives and adaptability. So this was clarified by the song Stay Numb and Carry On by Madison. So it could be somebody who's in relationships and they're kind of numb. It's like the truth is it was never love, and too young to hate someone. And so it does feel like that kind of split energy, right? Or being in a relationship that perhaps has lost its passion, because it's coming through with this you can see there's kind of like a woman here. It's like this woman who's like a tree, and this hollow bone. So it's coming through this kind of like hollow tree energy of somebody who's lacking, because this tree looks really, really dry, right? It looks really dry, like maybe it's not getting enough water. Water symbolizes emotions, or, you know, I'm not sure, you know, and like plants and things, they need like heat and sunlight and light to grow. So I don't know if it's something about her like warming herself up, right? It's like she's trying to nourish herself, because we also have this water your garden, nourishment, body care and tenderness and rest. So it's like this need to look after yourself, to nurture your body, to replenish your body, to take care of your own needs, your own wants, your desires, you know, your emotional needs. And because it's water and fire, right? So plants need water and sunlight. Water symbolizes cups energy, which is emotions, and sunlight is symbolizing fire energy, which is things that you're passionate about, right? So it's like actually caring about things, basically. If you don't have any fire and water, you've not got like any emotion or feeling in the matter. So this hollow, numb start to the reading. So the need to maybe find that kind of Nine of Cups energy of, I can connect to the higher realms of love and light without having to be fed by anyone else, you know, something like that. So it's reminding me a little bit as well of my recent Libra reading, because with it being saying adaptability and she's kind of bending, it's bringing through this message about like stunted growth, and like how plants will grow around obstacles, right? They're adaptable because, you know, they're giving me, bend me, break me any way you want me, as long as you love me, it's all right. So we could be talking about Libras here, maybe Pisces too, very much their energy. But yeah, being able to twist and bend and branch out and like stretch out energetically to the places where you're finding that nourishment, because there's something going on here where, and this could be energetically as well, so I talk about in meditation, I visualize like a little seed of light inside me, and then this grows roots and it grows branches, it becomes a tree. So the tree of life, the tree of light, if you want to go Google those terms, especially in terms of like meditation, and then energetically branching out and looking for the things that you need, right? So this could be talking about somebody who's not in a relationship as well, or in like a loveless relationship, and you know, they're not getting what they need from the partner perhaps. So it's like energetically, it could be like over the internet and things as well, if we want to bring this down to like a practical, tangible level, like branching out to find those nutrients that they need in terms of excitement and passion and emotions. Because what she's actually reaching for here is, can you see how this is kind of this orange color with this golden light, and it's almost like that's what she's reaching out for, right? This card is the thing that she's reaching for. And this is the Ace of Fire. So this is like something new to be passionate about, something new to pour your energy in, something to be excited about, something to make you feel something, right? Especially because we have the spirit of the river, which is movement towards adventure. So again, we have this combination of the fire energy, adventure, passion, excitement, and the water energy, which is emotion and feelings and intuition. So this mix of, it's basically just this mix of being able to feel something, perhaps when you've been in a situation, and it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could be a work situation, or just that really kind of like hollow, numb, empty feeling that you can experience when, you know, life isn't satisfying. And that can spiral. I'm not seeing depression in the cards, but it can spiral into like depression, right? It's like there's no excitement, there's no enjoyment in my life. I feel like I'm hearing comfortably numb, which I think is a song. I just feel like numb the entire time. So yeah, it's like when you feel like that, when the light passes you by, right? When you feel the heat from something that is lighting that flame inside you, like Relight My Fire. I'm getting a lot of songs in this reading. Like you go for it, you stretch for it, you reach for it, right? So it's like bending and moving towards things that light you up inside, or make you feel less hollow in some sort of way. But the Ace of Fire is clarified by You Don't Own Me, and it's the cover by Saygrace and G-Eazy. You don't own me, I'm not one of your many toys. You know, she's saying, I want my independence, I'm young and I love to be young, I'm free and I want to be free. So this idea of not stagnating, not being owned, wanting to be free, wanting to be able to be flexible, to be able to bend, to be able to learn, because this is teachability, the hollow bones teachability. So it's like this feeling of like feeling or sensing something new that excites you and wakes up, like, you know, breaks you out of that numb feeling, like literally like wakes you up inside, because this is followed by this coming to life card here, right? It's like she's breaking out of that fixed, rooted position. So it could be talking about somebody who's been in a stagnant situation for a long time. They've been in a very fixed situation, probably because of responsibilities. And you know, like, you know, we get into relationships, you know, people get married, people have kids, and you do find yourself very, very rooted to those positions. You know, a lot of your freedom goes to your responsibilities, which is not a bad thing. And I really want to stress, it's not a bad thing. But when you have this sensation of there's nothing exciting in my life, I'm stagnating, my growth is being stunted, it is very stifling. And I think a lot of women, because this is like wives, I think a lot of women do experience this at some point in their in their life, if they're following those kind of traditional roles. And even like everybody does, right? Everybody does. Like, you experience this at some point. It could be a job that's no longer fulfilling, and you think, I've reached the top of the career ladder, like I've branched as far as I can branch with this. Oh no, I didn't charge my battery. So I hope I make it to the end of this reading. Like I'm not growing anymore here. I'm not learning anything. I'm at the top of the, this is as far as this ladder can take me. Or it could be in a relationship where you're like, I need a new hobby, I need a new passion, I need to make new friends, So it's like reaching out for the excitement in some sort of way. Interesting, she's reaching out for it's like reaching down for the fire and reaching up for the water. It's almost like a reversal of like what a tree does, right? A tree's roots go into the earth to get the water, and they put the branches up to get the sunlight. So there's some kind of interesting reversal happening there that I'm not quite understanding. But it is like when she connects to the two energies, the fire and the water, the emotions and the passions, it's like she breaks out of whatever. And I'm saying she, he, she, they, take it as it resonates. It's like coming back to life through some ability to be adaptable, through some ability to bend and be wide open and teachable. Because again, this is teachability. So wanting to move, wanting to be in flow, right? Wanting to not be fixed, wanting to go where your emotions take you, where your passions take you, to the places that feel exciting, wanting life to kind of sweep you up and I don't know, just be exciting, being in flow, not being fixed. And then we have this into the unknown. So it has this feeling of like being called to something but not quite knowing where you're heading, right? So it's almost like sensing something before you have any, because she's kind of like looking out of this star here as well on this card. It's like energetically feeling something, energetically. It's like energetic breadcrumbs that you're then following, right? Energetic signals, like hearing a call, seeing the signs and following them, and not really understanding where it's taking you. So it is this feeling of like trusting the universe, because you have trust here as well. Coincidentally, actually, I did a reading yesterday, which is why my battery isn't dead, and it was a pick a card reading, and I hesitated to actually publish it and put it up. I may still do, so watch out for it. I'll kind of make a decision on that. But there was one of the cards that I was reading for was this Queen of Wands energy, and as soon as I got to that section of the pick a card reading, as soon as I had that Queen of Wands on the table, I was hearing trust, 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 trust. So if this part of the reading is resonating for you, and I do upload that pick a card reading, maybe check out the Queen of Wands. But yeah, and again, the Queen of Wands, she can be somebody who's very independent. She knows what she wants, she knows what she needs, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing. So maybe this is the sort of person who, maybe a traditional relationship is very stifling for them, or a traditional situation is very stifling. Like they need that flexibility in their life and their relationships. Like, you don't own me. If this is like a situation about marriage, it's like, okay, we're married, but you don't own me. It's funny, I just watched a Dolly Parton interview, which I love, and I've mentioned it in a Capricorn reading before, because I think she's Cappy. She's got a huge amount of, I don't think she's Cappy, I know she's Cappy. She's like Cappy Sun, I think she's Cappy Venus, I think she's like Virgo Moon. She's so much earth energy, and she's so grounded and so warm. She's wonderful. But this interview, it's the Barbara something interview, and she's talking at the end about her marriage and her marriage with her husband, and saying like she needs independence, she trusts him, she doesn't want to sit around worrying about what he's up to, being like a little wife at home. So it's like she's got her own career, she's got her own independence. So that kind of ties in. It's funny how like I can watch something and it plays out in the reading. So yeah, so feeling something energetically, I'm noticing as well this rainbow here, and then kind of feeling your way through the situation. Then it's with this other card as well, so like trust, right? Trusting the universe, trusting the signs, even though you're not quite sure where they're leading, even though you're not sure if you're interpreting them correctly. It's like a trust exercise with the universe, like, is the universe going to catch me here? And it's like going into the void, going into the dark matter, going into a situation. I may have to pause as this goes past. Okay, sorry. So they're still around, but they've moved. Like, I don't know why they always stop right outside my window. It's like they know that I'm trash or something. Right, okay, so but it's good because in that pause I channeled another song. So it's like going into the void, going into the unknown, having a lot of trust, following the signs, even though there's like a sense of being unsure or doubt. Now I had a dream about I was in my local area, but I couldn't see anything and I couldn't speak. So I was like, two of my kind of like senses, I guess. I mean, speaking isn't a sense, but like my senses were kind of disabled, right? And you can see it here with her eyes covered and her mouth covered. And I was trying to get home, and it's like, because I knew my local area, because I knew roughly how many steps it would take to get to this certain turning or this certain gate, I was able excuse me, in this dream to rely on my other senses to navigate, and my own knowledge and my own sense of kind of my location on the map to navigate me home. I was getting Flight of the Navigator as well. I don't know if that's significant for somebody. So I was like, it was like the terrain as well, like sensing the change of the terrain. And I remember being in this certain place in my local area and being like, right, if I feel that specific rock that's been there since I was a little girl, I know that I'm in the right place, right? And I felt the rock and I was like, right, I know where I am. And so it's like when some of your senses fail, like having the reliance on your own knowledge, your own capabilities is, and your own, yeah, is that's kind of the message that's coming through. So there could be something where you are being kept in the dark in some sort of way, or you are being like, your voice is being suppressed, like you're not able to speak, right? It's like mystery as well. So funny that these two cards should come out together. Like something's a mystery, something's unspoken, something's being kept from you. So having to really like rely on yourself and rely on your universe to guide you, to have that sense of trust. Now, I was getting, just then, I was channeling Not Something to Play With by Charlotte Lawrence. Everybody loves you. So it's like, you don't own me. I'm not one of your little toys. We've got like 4 non-blondes as well here, and the masculine. So I don't know if this is a masculine who perhaps has a lot of girls that he plays with, and this feminine is saying, I'm not something to play with. Like, I'm a strong independent woman, I'm an empress, I have needs, I don't know, why does everybody love you, that kind of thing. So that could be something for somebody. Yeah, I'm not something to play with. And then with trust, now hang on, before I get to that, I clarified this as well. It feels like going from the feminine energy into the masculine energy. So I don't know if this is somebody who's moving from a more passive, supportive feminine energy into a more active, self-reliant, forward pushing masculine energy. Again, take gender itself out of it. I'm not talking gender so much as energy. It's a thing in tarot. Not to stereotype or anything, anyone can be in any of these energies. But it feels like moving more into the masculine energy now, whether this is a separate person or a move into a more self-reliant energy. Because then with this unknown, and again, it does feel like there's some kind of separation happening here, especially with like Stay Numb and Carry On. We have Diamonds by Sam Smith, which is take it all, take the memories off the wall, take all the money you want from me, show me how little you care. So it's like, it's somebody who's only in it for the money, right? It feels like it's tying into both the reading that I did yesterday, because I remember channeling Ricky Martin. Are you in it for love? Are you in it for money? If I lost everything, would you be there in the morning? And like the reading the other day with the Queen of Swords energy, because the masculine came out reversed. So it's nice now, it's like the masculine's back on his feet, right? Out of the low vibrational energy into the high vibrational energy. So yeah, take it all, take the memories off the wall, my diamonds leave with you. So material love won't fool me. So it's almost this, does feel like a division in some sort of way, where it's like, okay, take the assets from this situation. I don't want them. It was never love, right? Stay numb and carry on. It was never love. It's your fault if you thought it was. So it feels like maybe some kind of relationship that was based on material things, right? Practical reasons, rather than the emotions and passions. Possibly. I don't know if this is coming through. It says trust, but it's also coming through with this double message. I've just lost my scrap of paper. of maybe like a trust fund, like somebody marrying somebody to get to the trust fund, which is proper dodgy, right? Or their inheritance, something like that. Because we've got diamonds, my diamonds leave with you, and we've also got, maybe there's like a court situation, because it's kind of giving me especially this one, it's kind of giving me justice card energy. It's like justice card, like justice is blind, right? She listens to all the evidence, she weighs it up, and she makes a unbiased decision. But you can't sometimes talk about court cases as they're going through. There's like a things to silence people. So I don't know if there's something like that going on. But then this is coming through, now swear warning, this is coming through with I've no more fucks to give. Which is a very funny song by Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire. So that Esquire as well, confirming the trust fund. Like it could be somebody with a bit of money. And Damien Clark. I don't know if Benjamin Wilde has money, but the Esquire, it's like it kind of indicates that, doesn't it? It indicates somebody who may be from like a wealthy family and have a trust fund. But it's just making me laugh. I've tried. This is the lyrics. I've tried, and I've tried even more. I've cried, and I can't recall what I've pressed, I've pushed, I've yelled, I've begged in a hope of some success. But the inevitable fact is it will never impress. I've got no more fucks to give. My fucks have run dry. I need to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy. I strive to get everything done. I've played by all the rules, but I've rarely won. I've smiled, I've charmed, I've wooed, I've laughed, alas to no avail. I've run around like a moron to unequivocally fail. My fuck fuse is just blown. I've been hunting for my fucks all day. My fuck rations are depleted. The effort has just not been worth the time or the expense. I've exhausted all my energy for minimal recompense. The complete lack of acknowledgement has now begun to gall. I've come to realise that I don't give a fuck at all. So again, it's kind of reminding me of that Queen of Swords reading, where it's like it really, like the start of that reading, the energy of it was like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm done. I don't care. So I think I called it I'm done, if you want to go and check that out. So then we go into this meeting, right? This, again, it could be, if this is like a divorce, this is like a meeting where you sit across the table from each other and you work things out, right? But it's like, it's coming in with a sense, again, the masculine is in the up right now. It's like it's almost like getting to that point where, you're upset about something. And then it's like, do you know what? I don't care anymore. I just want to get on with my life. I'm back on, getting back on your feet, that kind of thing. But I don't know if there's like something about children. Again, it could be like something going on with the courts where it's like, who gets the children? How much time do you have with the children? What are we going to do with the children? Because there's two children on this card here, if you look, and then the Six of Water actually means children. It has a meaning that there could be children involved. It's got different meanings though. It can also be talking about nostalgia for the past, looking back at your own childhood, right? Your own roots, your own family tree. So there's definitely something about family, children, roots, whether it's your own childhood self or your own parenting, your own children. Something like that is going on here, and it's coming in with I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. So it feels like getting to that point where you're like, I just want this to be done. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm going to be honest. If I need to say sorry, I'm going to say sorry, and then we're going to draw a line under it. If I need to pay, I'm going to pay, and then I can just move on with my life. It's like I'm done with it, right? I want to put this behind me. But it could be coming through with some nostalgia for the good times, nostalgia for the happy memories, and that could actually be activating the emotions that could have been shut down. It's like when you numb, right? Or if somebody's been numbing, perhaps through substance misuse, right? To not feel, it's like finally feeling, finally releasing it, finally letting it all out and letting it all go. And it feels like it's mutual, because the Six of Cups has this feeling of like equal give and take, like emotional give and take. I'm really gonna have to hurry up because my battery is definitely going. Yeah, 5%. So emotional give and take, like equal emotional give and take. And there's two people on this card kind of like coming together and crying over these roots. So it could also be something about a paternity or a maternity battle. Maybe somebody's found out that they're adopted, or they are questioning who the parents of their own children are. I'm sorry if that's your situation. That's really tough. Again, I'm sorry, right? But with it being 4 non-blondes, and again, it could be the masculine has a lot of girlfriends, right? It's like the masculine has a lot of blondes. I don't know. But because I was thinking about blonde hair and paternity and roots, it could be something about Could be something about, is someone genuine or not genuine, right? Because like if you dye your hair blonde, the roots grow out, right? But I'm kind of getting like something to do with like, why are they not blonde? Like, right? It's like, why are none of my children blonde? It could be something like that. I don't know 100% sure. It's just something like, what's going on? Like it's like, let's hash it out. Let's really talk about this. Let's really go over this. Like, why is all my family got green eyes and I've got blue eyes? And that can happen, right, with recessive genes. But I don't know. There's something. What is going on? That's what I mean. It's like, what's going on? There's something. It's like there's something not right. There's something we need to talk about. There's something we need to hash out here. And I'm saying hash out because it's like I go outside and I scream what's going on. So it's like this, I've got no more fucks to give, what's going on, right? I'm going to ask the question, something like that. And then it feels like going into this kind of almost explosive moment with power. So it feels like maybe the masculine actually stepping up into his own power. We actually end with something really high vibrational here. So I don't know what this is. Again, righting past wrongs, like taking ownership of the mistakes that somebody's made. Perhaps if somebody has been a bit of a player, it's like, yeah, I did, and this is the reason for it, because I had a need, right, that wasn't being satisfied. And that's not blaming anyone, but it's recognizing that I'm a human being and human beings have needs, whether that's for excitement, adventure, you know, to not become stagnant or stifled, or like to have your growth suppressed in some sort of way. But again, it's got this feeling of like, I've been trying my best. I've been doing everything I can possibly do. I've been running around in circles and I've not had my rewards. I've not had my recognition. I've not had the outcome that I was expecting. And so there's something going on with all of that, right? And again, I'm not blaming anyone here. We're all human. We all have high vibrational and low vibrational moments. So it feels like maybe a couple of people who've had low vibrational moments and they're figuring it out, right? I don't know whether they're coming together or coming apart. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, power. It feels like really, but probably both of them, like really activating, really stepping into their own power. Again, just the energy of like this, right? Like touching the fire, being numb, touching the fire, having that spark lit up inside them again, like relight my fire, and then coming back to life, and coming back to life with the ferocity of a volcano, right? So this is like woof energy. This is like, you know, lighting a firework and it being like, whoa, I didn't realize it was going to be that massive. So it feels like a big activation, and it almost feels like a rocket ship. You know, like when a rocket launches, like all that fire actually propels it up into the sky because it's coming through like this with the volcanoes in the upper world. So it's like whatever this activation is, and whether it's just, you know, the uncorking of emotions and passions that you've suppressed, right, that you've held back for so long, and then finally when you actually release it, when you finally think, right, I don't care anymore, I'm going for it, or I'm saying it, or you know, whatever it is, it's like this, it really is. They're showing me like a champagne, I don't I'm gonna, right, it's rude, I'm gonna do the gesture because I was just doing it off camera and it's funny. So they were showing me like a champagne bottle being shook up and the cork popping out and it being like psh. But I was doing this gesture, so again it could be sexual. I don't know, getting some sexual need out, but it's very explosive. So I think they're just telling me like the passion of it, right? The passion of it is explosive. It's like it goes from a tiny spark into something like a massive volcano, because it's almost like building up pressure, right? Whatever this is, whatever this kind of almost like silencing or unknown is, like it's almost like all that time it's been like the pressure has been building, and then finally it's like poof. So I don't like it when people, like the men especially, guys out there, it's kind of like, it's stereotypical, but men do tend to, because of culture, because of what we're taught, right? Especially in Western society, men are told to have that kind of stiff upper lip, you know, not be a crybaby and all this kind of stuff. So like to put your needs on the shelf, like be a man, take on your responsibilities and things like this, where a lot of the time, sometimes it can cause you to not express the needs, or not express maybe sometimes even the more base desires. And again, everybody's human, everybody has these needs, and it's important to have some kind of release for them, obviously in agreement with a partner or in a healthy way ideally. But I don't think people should feel guilt for having the need to have excitement and growth and passion and emotion in the life. Like, what is the point of being human if we're a stagnant hollow bone, right? There's definitely something about the tree as well, this tree analogy that always comes through. Like, you've got to water the tree, you've got to give the tree what it needs. So I've got a strawberry plant here, and I'm not queen, I'm trying to be more Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Capricorns, you know this about me, trying to get more nurturing, trying to get more organized, trying to get more grounded. I had a big house plant called Stiflo, which I killed because I overwatered it. So I've learned this lesson now about you don't overwater the roots, right? So water could be emotions, right? Too much emotions. You don't overwater the roots because you have to let them dry out, otherwise they rot. And then now I've got like a strawberry plant, and it's almost the opposite. So I've got avocado plants on the go as well. I've kind of got the habit of, like, you know, watering them, letting them dry out, watering them, and they're doing quite well. The strawberry plant and the tomato plant, they need watering a lot more regularly, right? And so it's like, I leave them on the windowsill for a day in the sun and they're completely like withered. So I have to like pour water on them and then they come back to life. So it's like getting it right, getting the balance right. How much water does this person need? How much emotion do I need to pour into this person? How much is overwhelming for them? How much, like, you know, are they going to dry out? So it's like knowing the needs of another person. That could be something with this, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like this volcano erupts and pushes this person into their higher self, right? Into high vibrational energy in some sort of way. And it's brilliant, it's perfect, because this was clarified by I'm Still Standing by Elton John, which is this really uplifting, again, like gender fluidity with Elton John, right? And sexual fluidity. It's like, I'm still standing better than I ever did, feeling like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid, right? I'm still standing after all this time. So like, I'm still standing even though I've been through this really rough patch here where I really had to trust the universe, and I decided I had no more fucks to give, but I'm still here, I'm still hanging on. So really, really high vibrational. I'm going to read this card and hopefully I'm going to have enough time to 2% battery. Okay, let's do this thing. Which book is it though? Which book is it? Not that book. It's from one of my new decks, so I don't know which one. 59? It's this one if anyone wants it. The essence. Angels, divine helpers, the ancient ones, and all varieties of luminous beings populate the upper world. It is the place where you go to retrieve your destiny and find out who you will become, discover your great potentials and undreamt of possibilities. It's also the place where the spirits of the dead arrive when they complete their journey into the light. So it's this real activation of the highest self, right? A real almost like it maybe a distress signal or a homing beacon to your spirit guides, your angels, to the universe. It's like now is the time to have this activation, this to reach my full potential, especially if somebody feels like their potential has been stunted in the past, like their efforts have been wasted. It's like now the gate is opening. Now, maybe because someone stands up for themselves, maybe because someone accepts responsibility for their actions. It's like now that portal opens, now you get to access the upper realms. So the invitation, the upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self, divine masculine, I want to say. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. Interesting. What do you perceive as a problem or an obstacle? What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small jumps. The medicine. Ask your divine helpers for guidance. If the oracle has already spoken to you, do not ask for more guidance. Take what has been offered. You must deal with the lethargy and idleness. While support for a new destiny is not yet in place, a new destination is available to you if you act now. So I don't know, whack that song on, especially if you're a guy and you've been through a separation or you feel like your growth has been stunted in some sort of way. Put on like upbeat songs like I'm Still Standing, right? Get up, move your body, dance, feel it, and activate that, get that serotonin, get those good chemicals flowing, and go out and do what you need to do, right? You're still standing. The universe, the lower vibrational energies have not defeated you. You still have access, right, to that. You see the blue energy? It's like you still have access to that, right? You're not, you may get knocked down, but you're not, you know, you can get back up again. All right, I hope that was helpful for somebody. Go and check out the description box down below for all your songs. There might be a couple of extra ones in there, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye, friends.